60 years ago, if you were the age to marry, you would more than likely pick someone based on how your parents felt about them, how healthy the person seemed to be, how good their character was, and how on track their life seemed to be. Today, we search for soulmates. Look around you in the classroom. How many people do you see yourself possibly having a future with? How many would you be attracted to as a date, and how many would you not date? These are the types of questions we think of when we study dating and mate selection. In the U.S., there are millions of people between the ages of 18 to 24 considered the dating and mating age. The U.S. Census Bureau has estimated that about 2.6 million people are single and between the ages of 18 to 24. That's nearly 1.5 million males and females. When we see people, we filter them as either being in or out of our pool of people we may or may not see as a date or a mate. When we come into contact with a possible date or a mate, we run a checklist through our head. We normally don't seek out the best looking person at the party or anywhere else unless we see ourselves as an even match to him or her. We base our checklist upon what we would like to see in another person we could possibly consider a date or a mate. Their looks, their personality, their relationship skills, if they have goals in life, and their interests. Ever wonder how you could somehow cross paths with the perfect person? Sometimes that perfect person lives right across the hall from you, sits by you in class, works at the same place as you, or perhaps you go to church together. The more you see one another, the more likely you are to see each other as a mate. Ever heard the phrase opposites attract? To an extent they do, but normally they don't form a long-term relationship. Most couples typically go for someone that they have more in common with, like similar backgrounds, interests, and needs. If we like what we see, we are usually interested from the start. After time is spent together on dates or hanging out, values are compared for compatibility. After time, if the two people are still very interested, the pair choose to take roles, which normally includes a committed relationship, moving in with each other, engagement, or marriage. How do strangers change from not even knowing each other to eventually coupling or marrying each other? From the very first encounter, two strangers begin the process of approving or not of being a possible mate and begin the process of intimacy.
Created using Powtoon.